What's up guys, welcome back to another video. We are finally digging into the NC. You guys can see it's up on jack stands. We got Kevin here helping us out. Today I'm gonna be seeing the carnage of what happened when we blew the car up. But I'm honestly super pumped to dive into this thing. It's been probably about 2 weeks now since the car has blown up. I honestly just let it sit, and I was doing some other things to my other cars and stuff. But time to dig into this thing. And honestly, when I was actually buying the car, I looked underneath it just to make sure. But I really haven't dived too much into the engine bay, under the car, all that stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. First time at all ever pulling a motor in the NC. Done it in NB and also in an NA. So we know our way around those cars, but this car is slightly different, and I think we're actually going to be dropping the motor from the bottom with the subframe and everything connected. It just seems like a lot easier like that, and just I've done a lot of research, and it seems like that's the thing to do with these cars, just because they actually have like the core support right here is right in the middle. So this is actually like the core support like going straight across, and you can see how the motor's like back in these things. But we got the car up on jack stands here. You can see like how much oil has just fallen on the floor from just jacking the car up still. So a lot of oil went on the ground and everything, and then oil's still pouring out. We're seeing all kinds of metal chunks and all that, but let's go ahead and dive into this thing. Well guys, we haven't gotten too much done. We've been like really doing research. Like I said, like we know the NAs, we know the NBs, but we're doing, the NCs are pretty different from like the radiator setup to like the motor setup. The PPF is pretty similar and all that, but like how to take everything off and stuff. So we've been taking it slow, learning it and stuff, but dude, we are draining the radiator right now, but we can see the hole now on the side of the block. It's pretty bad. It's a big bummer. I'm gonna have to source a 2.0 oil pan in an oil feed pickup, because dude, when I blew the car, it was a bad blow, and I'll show you guys here, but it took like a chunk out of the oil pan. So it is a massive, just straight through the side of the block right here. So check this out. All right guys, so we're definitely gonna be showing you guys once it's outside of the car, but you can see all of this. That's literally a hole so through the side of the block. Right here, that's the oil pan and stuff, but like, gosh, dude. That is a nice sized hole right there. But yeah, it sucks. You're gonna have to get a new oil pan and stuff, but I guess it is what it is. We have made some decent progress on the car, not too far. Obviously the motor's not pulled yet. But we've honestly, like Kevin and I have been really learning this car, trying to pull it apart. This is our first time touching the NC. They are a little bit different than NA, NB, that kind of thing. And also this one has the turbo kit on it too. So there's not too much stuff online with this Fab 9 GT kit with people installing it and stuff. Fab 9 has their stuff, and then I think Goodwin Racing has their car with the Fab 9 GT kit on it. But honestly, there's really not too much, so I'm kind of just learning how to take the turbo off. It is kind of tricky the way it's set up with the top mount compared to like an NA, NB kind of setup, like a Flying Miata or any other kit that you could probably buy. Their stuff is super quality. It's just super tight in the engine bay, so kind of learning that. But for this video, we're just gonna try to get the full turbo kit off and basically everything off, and then next video we're gonna go ahead, pull the motor, and then we're gonna inspect all of the damage of everything when we exploded this car. There's been tons of chunks of just engine block everywhere scattered throughout the engine bay, so it's definitely gonna need cleaning. And after I've torn this thing apart, it's honestly really good that this happened right now, because there was a lot of nuts and bolts loose, a lot of things like that should have not been loose, and it could have been really dangerous if I kept driving the car and stuff. So now I'm really happy that I get to get my hands on it. I know where everything goes, how to put everything on. So, and there's gonna be a lot of parts while this thing is down that we're gonna do. We're gonna do a full brake refresh, all new rotors, all new pads, upgraded pads obviously, stainless steel lines on the car, because we will have to drop the front anyway, so why not just put stainless steel lines when you have to bleed the brakes when you put the engine back in after dropping the subframe and stuff in the front. We got basically one of Fab 9's you know, coolant expansion tanks. It's aluminum. We also picked up the power steering one as well, because those definitely tend to fail because they're plastic from factory. And we got a lot more goodies for this thing. Heat wrap, because the heat wrap that was on this car is definitely not the best. We picked up a lot of other cool parts that are coming for this thing too. I'm really pumped. This thing might be down a little bit longer than I expected, just because there's some parts that really need to go into the car. I forgot that like actually the OEM radiator that was in there, it was actually just trashed. So I had to drill out the drain hole. So I'm just putting a whole brand new CSF intercooler in there as well too, just for cooling. The thing's turbo, it needs the much cooling as it can get. So we've done a lot. We've almost detached everything minus the fuel rails, and then once we take this turbo kit off. So like I said, our goal is to take the turbo kit off and everything else, and get the motor ready to drop from the subframe, and then we'll be good to go. So if you guys are doing the Fab 9 GT kit, this kit is honestly really sweet. It's honestly all quality. The turbo manifold, the turbo, the downpipe, how Fab 9 did this, it's really quality. I think my only complaint is definitely like this bolt right here. So the sad thing is this bolt was missing right here on the turbo manifold. One of the nuts for the turbo mounting to the turbo manifold on the back was missing. You know, this car is used and stuff, so it could have fell off, but those are some of the things I was talking about. Like those were loose. This lug nut was loose over here. I think a few other things, but this bolt up here is really hard to get, because you have to take this turbo off obviously from the turbo manifold just to drop the motor down and stuff. But we're getting there, we're learning and stuff. I might change some of these lines as well on this turbo, just because I'm gonna have to change this one up here because it's spinning around. Need to get some new fittings, but I can't wait to make this thing dialed in. And this thing with the 2.5 swap turbo setup is absolutely gonna rip, and I can't wait, because this is gonna be one of the coolest cars probably that we've built on the channel, and it's gonna be a beast. But let's go ahead and take this turbo off. Well, dang, that was a lot more smooth than the other night. We were able to get the nut off and stuff, and check this thing out, man. I've not had a Kraken manifold, but in my last turbo video I actually talked about, so it's really cool. The Fab 9 uses the Kraken turbo manifold, the GT kit actually does, and then it has a 2860R turbo that's laying over there. But it's tight in here, man, it really is. And the bummer thing about these NC Miatas is, compared to the NA and B, these are plastic and they just melt, because the turbo is literally right here, downpipe and everything. So I'm gonna have to find some better, you know, heat wrap than this, because you can see it's definitely melted on there for sure. But you can definitely tell that this kit is still new. It's been, you know, definitely driven and stuff, but this gasket's fresh and stuff. It only has 6,000 miles on the turbo kit, but Fab 9's GT kit, really, really quality. It reminds you just like flying Miata, and it's definitely a lot cheaper than flying Miata too, because you don't have to buy an ECU with NCs. I think this kit's like $4 grand off their website, but that was definitely a success. The only thing we have to do now is literally unbolt the PPF, unbolt the subframe, fuel lines, detach the clutch slave cylinder, probably some loose ends here and there, and I'm sure we'll probably get stuck on something because this car is new and new to me. So this will drop straight down so we can leave the manifold on there. That's perfect. It's crazy that the alternator is right there too. That would suck, man, if we have to change an alternator. Probably have to take the turbo off to do that too. But yeah, man, like we're close. All right, so I wanted to show you guys under the car real quick. I know that we don't have the motor pulled, and we'll definitely go in a full video of what the motor looks like. Sorry for the AC right here, it's really hot in Georgia, but let's go under the car. It used to be so clean, and now it's just covered in oil. Well, maybe this isn't the best, but you guys can see how much oil is under the car now, like all this. The transmission's covered, everything. Oh, check this out too, look at this. Oh, wow, some more of my block right there. Jeez, dude. Got all kinds of crap on the floor too. Oh my gosh. But literally, it definitely sucks. I wanted to iron it out first, but it looks like we're gonna have to get a new oil pan. It's like actually like cracked right there. You guys won't be able to see it, but that is a bummer. I actually already sourced an oil pan, but I was making sure before I bought one I have to get a whole new 2.0 oil pan. But yeah, this thing is not too bad underneath. Like someone, I'm not sure if this is factory or not, but there's like heat shielding right here. You guys can see this yellow stuff. But this is a super quality exhaust, and this is like the Fab 9 one that comes with the kit. Look, they got chassis bracing under here. So heck yeah, man. But we gotta clean this thing for sure because it's covered in oil right here, all the way down the back of the car. Just wanted to show you guys also the more of the aftermath we pulled out from another car. It just keeps falling out of the subframe and stuff. Even a huge piece. This is what we actually just pulled out. You got 2 rings over here, the end of like the rod and stuff. Dude, it's crazy. It's so gnarly, man. Like, there's actually so much under the car too still, but that was a bad blow. Well guys, that is gonna conclude part 1 of tearing into the NC. We have so many more videos coming with this thing. The next video that you guys do see is we're gonna be dropping the motor and stuff, and then going into a full extensive like walk around of actually like what happened when we have the motor out so we can see everything. So stay tuned for that video, and then we have a crazy extensive list of parts coming for this thing just to refresh it, and also modifications that we got for it to make it better. So my goal, hopefully we can have this thing done in a month or 2. I know it's pretty quick with doing the 2.5 swap, and then also like doing everything else that this car needs. Brakes, we got the hard dog seats, harnesses, all kinds of stuff for this thing. I'm gonna take it slow, take my time, not gonna rush through it, but I definitely wanna have this thing done, hopefully, you know, for some track time this year, and really dial this thing in. But guys, smash that like button, comment down below if you guys are excited for this thing. But as always, GPG, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out, guys. We'll see you in the next one.